Okay, so the first tip is knowing the portions that you're working with. The second tip is test, test, test. I think it's important to know how you feel with different portions. So if you try a meal that is X amount of protein, X amount of fat, X amount of carbs, and you write it down, how long did that keep you full for? What point did you get hangry? How long after that did you need to eat again? And this is gonna vary a ton depending on how much protein and fat you're eating versus carbohydrate. If you're eating more fat and more protein, you're probably gonna feel fuller for longer, which is great. But if you want to eat more carbohydrate, you probably are gonna need to eat a little bit more often. Now, a lot of times we talk about this old mindset that we had years ago when a lot of us were eating a low-fat diet, right? And we were eating kind of junky processed foods on our low-fat diet, and we were eating every 3 hours. And we kind of all swung the pendulum to this other side that we shouldn't eat every 3 hours, that it's bad for us, that we should all be eating higher fat and protein and not eating as much carbohydrate. And the truth is, if you're training or if you're an athlete or you just frankly feel better with carbohydrates, that may work for you to eat less frequently, or it may not. You may end up feeling hungrier sooner by doing that, which could be okay. If you're eating real food carbs and you're hungrier sooner, then eat again sooner. But you'll probably find that your portions are a little bit smaller each time you eat, and that's okay too. It's also really important that you guys know that if your lifestyle doesn't allow for frequent meals, then following a plan that fits your lifestyle a little bit better, maybe it is higher in fat and lower in carbs, maybe the type of training you do can accommodate that. That's an approach that you need to test. You need to write it down. You need to write down the information and say, here's how I felt today. Here's what I ate. Here's what time I ate it. Here's how much it was. And here's how I felt. So the first tip is knowing the portions that you're working with. The second tip is test, test, test. Adjust what you're eating and move forward.